What's up, everyone? So I'm bringing you my reworked Venenatis guide for the reworked Venenatis. This is my second attempt at a Venenatis guide. The last one I put out was like really close to release, and I hadn't had a ton of time grinding the boss yet, so I wanted to put something together like just during that time, but it wasn't like the best guide, so I'm doing another shot here. We're going to try to keep this as concise as possible. But I do want to start by telling you that this boss is really, really exceptional money. Like, I've made so much money here in the time that I've spent since the rework. Let's go look at my collection log. So 1,000 of these kills came before the rework, but 1,800 of them came after. So all these Voidwaker gems, all these fangs, both my pet rolls, those all came after the rework, and I will tell you I've made about 600 mil in those 1,800 Venenatis kills, probably a little bit more than that, actually. Her common loot's exceptional, the Voidwaker gems and the fangs are both really valuable, and they're both really common. This boss really is just exceptional money if you can do it efficiently, but doing it efficiently isn't necessarily the most straightforward thing. So we're going to approach this guide both from the perspective of somebody who has never done a Venenatis kill since the rework, and also from somebody who wants to kill Venenatis efficiently. It should be useful on both fronts, but killing Venenatis efficiently is what I'm going to explain to you how to do. I'm just going to cover the basic information insofar as is necessary to get you geared up for your first few KC. So let's start with requirements. So there's no quest requirements or anything to go after the boss. What I would say you really need to have is you need to have 60 attack so you can wield the Vigorous Chain Mace, and you want to have 80 strength, if not more. You can come out here with 75, 75. That would probably be fine enough, but your kills are going to be a lot slower, so just expect that. You really want to have 60 attack to wield the Vigorous Chain Mace. If you're on a main and you're planning on coming out here without a Vigorous Chain Mace, I would tell you not to bother. If you're an Iron Man, then you obviously may not have a Chain Mace. In those cases, usually the Sarachnis Cudgel is the next option that people will turn to. The Abyssal Bludgeon is better if you have it, and then from there, it's pretty much the next step up to the Chain Mace. So yeah, you want to have at least 60 attack to wield that. You want to have as high of strength as possible. That's pretty much the only real stat requirements. Besides that, let's move on to equipment. This is the loadout that I would recommend that you bring. This is a low-risk loadout that is DPS optimized as much as it can be. There's a few things you could add if you wanted to add some risk, but this keeps the risk to a minimum. If you die with this setup and you keep your Protect item on, as you should have it on at all times while you're out here, you'll only lose 500k, and you can bring that down by 150k if you swap these Dragon Boots out for Climbing Boots. It does cost you max hits, though, so I don't recommend that you do that. So this is what I would recommend that you bring, this exact setup, basically. If you don't have a Dragon Warhammer, then you'll want to bring a Berserker Ring instead, and I don't know, probably some other type of strength bonus. But yeah, this is ideal. This is what's ideal. You want to have some Champas with you to kill the Spiderlings, and these are tank switches for when I'm traveling around the wilderness. It gives me a little more mage tank, and for no risk, so why not? 7 restores, blighted restores, they're a lot cheaper. A Sandfew for running through the tunnels because you'll get poisoned. A Divine Super Combat, 2 staminas, and then the rest food. Pretty straightforward. You do want a Dragon Warhammer Venenatis. It's very effective against her, so we do bring a Dragon Warhammer and a Light Bearer because it's that good. It's better than bringing that Berserker Ring. Some notable upgrades you could do if you want to bring a little bit of risk, just a little bit, is if you have an Infernal Cape, putting a Truver Parchment on that is only 1.5 mil risk, a little bit less, and it gives you 7 strength bonus. It's 2 max hit brackets, so that's really good. And then you can also do the same thing with a Fighter Torso for about 1.5 mil risk, and that'll give you a max hit bracket as well. So that's 1 to 2 max hits. Obviously, the Earthsign Chain Mace is a big upgrade over the Vigorous Chain Mace if you can afford it, but the Vigorous on its own is quite good, so don't worry about the Earthsign too much if you can't get it. That's pretty much all that we've got to say in terms of prep. You want to get an Anacarl teleport available for you to get out there, and that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to go do a kill. In terms of mechanics, there's not really a lot that I have to say that I can't show you by being out there. Really, the only things you need to know are you want to stay on her, stay in her melee range and pray melee and attack with melee. And then every 4th time that she moves, you're going to have to watch out for a web. And that's the main thing that you need to know. Outside of that, just kill the Spiderlings and stay in her attack range. There's more intricate details in terms of figuring out whether she's going to attack you with major range, but all that's unnecessarily complicated. We don't need to go into it because you're going to want to just stay in her melee range most of the time. And you'll have to, sometimes you'll tank at range hit when she gets out of your range. It happens sometimes. It's not really a big deal. With enough time here, you'll eventually learn which attack style she's on when she's away from you, so that'll help you out quite a lot. But yeah, that just comes with time. You don't need to worry about that to start. So let's go ahead and go out into the wilderness. Hopefully I don't get PK'd while I'm making this video. That sure would be funny though. And we'll go ahead and do a kill here. So I teleport to Anacarl. Wilderness Crab's teleports are faster, but they cost 50k a piece. They put you like right next to the lair though, so if you can afford the luxury item, it's pretty nice. And honestly, like, you make that much money out here easy, so it's not really like that big of a detriment to buy them, but I just don't. I just save the money. I'm a little bit of a penny pincher like that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my Divine Super Combat, and coming up on the lair here, you're gonna notice this is my account right here. That's like an absolute must if you're planning on doing deep wilderness bossing at the multi-bosses. You have to have a scout. If you want to, like, it's very profitable for you to just sit out here and do a bunch of kills, but you'll want to go ahead and bond up an alt if you're going to do that, and have like a second monitor set up where you can see the alt, because it's just going to save you. It's just going to save you so much money. You're going to get PK'd so much less. Okay, so generally you just stay in her melee range. She's going to summon Spiderlings to start the fight. Just stay in her melee range and keep meleeing her. Now she's going to do the web. When you first start the fight, it's after the 3rd movement, so that's what you need to watch for. And now she's going to do it every 4th time she moves from here on out. And you just need to get to the side of her that's like closest to a wall, so that you kind of corner the web like that. And now you're good. Now you're pretty much just chilling, watching your second monitor, trying to make sure you don't get PK'd. It would be better on aggressive as opposed to defensive attack style, but I'm training defense. It's only at 97, so when the Spiderlings come out, just chin them, nice and easy. Go right back to attacking Venenatis. Sometimes they won't line up right, and you can run 2 spaces to kind of resituate them. And this is the easy way to tell when the web is coming. So she just moved and the web disappeared. That's always going to happen. She's always going to move and the web's going to disappear at the same time. It is the movement after that when the web is going to come. So that's when you need to get yourself to the wall. So it's about to happen right now. And you can see the projectile that comes out when she shoots the web. As long as you make sure that that web stays cornered like that, you'll be pretty much good to go. You won't have to worry too much about, you know, that draining your run energy. Like, that web being in the middle of the room is the main thing that can make this fight tough. Outside of that, it's just nice and chill. And if a PKer shows up, I just immediately run to the south exit. I will see them on my scout before they come in. Most of the time, I can get out of the cave before they even come in. Sometimes they like come straight in, and that's when you like can get face-to-face encounters with those guys. But with the head start and making sure you run to singles, you should mostly be good. Yeah, and that's pretty much all there is to a Venenatis kill. There's a PVMer outside. I wonder if they're about to crash me. Doesn't look like it. So now that we're done with the kill, I'll show you how I leave and how I escape. So let's say a PvPer is coming after me. I would be heading this way, and if they stalled at the exit, I wouldn't wait. I would just go ahead and leave anyways. I always try to go to the northeast exit. Unless I suspect there's going to be people waiting for me there, then I go a different direction. But the reason is because the northeast exit, if you run through it and then run about 7 spaces this way, you're in singles. And most of the time, the people trying to PK you out here are going to be in big teams. And the last thing you want to get caught in is a big team all on you at the same time. That's why going to the northeast exit and running out this way through singles is usually the safest way, because you can probably make it to the 30 line against one person, but against the whole team, you're just going to instantly die. Obviously, if you know there's people waiting for you at that exit, because a lot of people do go to that exit because it's so close to singles, then it might be better for you to try a different exit if you are suspecting that that's the case. I would almost never go south, though. Teams are almost always camping that southmost exit. Northwest and middle are both pretty good alternatives, though, if you run into that situation. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the new Venenatis. You can make crazy money out here. Voidwicker gems are selling for like 70 mil right now. They're 1 in 360. Kills take about 2 minutes, and that's like, you know, it's really just, yeah, it's good stuff, basically. Common drops are really good. I would estimate it's like, if you can really like kill her efficiently in the middle of the night, it's like 10 to 11 mil out here. Realistically, when PKers are interrupting you in the middle of the day, it's closer to like 8 or 9, but that's still really good. So yeah, killing Venenatis, definitely profitable. I would definitely recommend it if you're trying to make money, and that's basically how I do it, the long and short of it. All right, best of luck, y'all. Happy hunting.